Hello. This is our book. The book is in my hand. You can see it. The Essence of Rumi's Masnavi. It has been written in English, from Persian to English directly, which I wrote several years ago. And it covers the life and works of Rumi and his political life around him, who were there and who were not involved in Rumi's business and life. But I would like to start with the 18 verses. That's the entrance of the Masnavi, the first 18 verses of Rumi's Masnavi. If we understand the 18 verses of Rumi, then we understand the whole Masnavi. What is the message being given? What is the Sufi path? Or what do we need to become a good Sufi, a good man, and a perfect man, in other words? So it starts with very interesting, like this: Bishno innei chun shikayat mikunad, as judai ha hikayat mikunad. Listen to the nay, it is complaining of separation. What's the nay actually? What Rumi means by nay here is a different story. Actually, in the Quran, when God created human beings, then he asked the created ones, am I your God? Alastu Rabbukum? Am I not your Rabb? They said, Kalu Bela, yes, you are. And the nay here stands for human being who is separated from the blower. So the blower is the God who inspired his soul into human body. So human body has two parts. One is the physical body. The second is the spiritual body. The spiritual body totally belongs to God. And the physical body belongs to this brain. The brain is made of physical body, whatever the physical body is made of, the brain is made of the same material. In other words, minerals. It is natural for human being to be the slave of the brain, because brain wants the best things for the body, because body loves brain and brain loves body. But then what will happen with the spiritual body, which is behind them, which is controlling and which is the electrical connection to our brain and gives us the actual meaning of life and happiness and reality? This is the topic of Masnavi, to make us travel through the body out to the spiritual body. And when you discover your spiritual body, you broaden your ideas, you broaden your feelings, you broaden everything. I mean, this is an uplift towards God. And when you get closer to God, you discover other pleasures which are not possibly tasted by this physical body. This is why Rumi has chosen the flute to show that body is like flute, which is played by God, and the player is God. And if there's no blow into the flute will be silent and give no result. But when you start blowing, it starts crying. So man can catch no real happiness without knowing his blower. The blower is behind us all the time, and this is the nay. You can see you blow from here, and this is my body, which is the flute. So this is a metaphorical expression of Rumi. Thank you. And the metaphorical expression doesn't mean reality. It's only a similarity between the nay and the human body. Why do Rumi choose? Why did Rumi choose flute among other instruments, musical instruments? Because the flute is the closest manifestation or example of human body, which is blown by God. So we must not never forget, if we are looking for the real happiness, we must also not at all ignore physical body. So a physical body behind it is the spiritual body, and we must not ignore the spiritual body as well as the physical body. We should find the balance. So Rumi says, "Si nakhwahem sharh az faragh ta biguyam sharh dard ishtiyaq." I am looking for a chest which is perforated like the flute, so that I tell my own story. Because only whose chest is perforated like flute can understand. هر کسی که دور ماند از اصل خویش باز جوید روز یار وصل خویش. He who has fallen away from its origin then tries to go back to its origin. And since our soul has fallen away from the reality, which is God, we again try to look for him. And then he says, "Man bahar jamiyate nalan shudam, jifte badhalan o khushhalan shudam." Because I have fallen from God, then I am being seeked or looked after by every listener. But there is one problem that Rumi says in the 6th verse of his first 18 verses. هر کسی از ظن خود شد یار من از درون من نجست اسرار من. The thing is that everybody looks for the reality according to his wisdom or way of understanding or intelligence. But they never worry to find the reality, the secrets behind it. Although it's not far away, it is just behind our body, and you should try to feel it. Tan za jano jan za tan mastur nist. Body from the soul and soul from the body is not concealed away. Liki kasrao dide jan dastur, but not everybody is allowed to feel this. And آتش است این بانگ نی و نیست باد هر که این آتش ندارد نیست باد. Rumi is making a very good bringing a very good example that this is not the blowing of breath into the chest, but it is the fire that is burning everyone. Actually, this is the great point, that the nay is crying, yawning, and shouting because it has the love fire in it. And it is not a simple blow that a blower gives out. Hamchu nay zehri, yes, it is good for the people who love God. They can listen to the flute and fall in love with God and remember him. Or it is good for the normal physical people who are fond of this worldly affairs, and then they listen for the enjoyment, physical enjoyments. So nay has double meaning, one is physical enjoyment and the spiritual enjoyment. And there is another verse in the 18 verses which says, which is very beautiful. Let me read it. هر که جز ماهی ز آبش سیر شد هر که بی روزیست روزشتش. It is the fish that is never fed up of water, because fish was born and brought up in water. Those who are born and brought up with God, they are never fed up of God. The more they listen to God's words, God's music, godly music, or whatever, or they find Shaykh, they love him like the ocean. But Rumi ends up with the 18th verse saying, در نیابد حال پخته هیچ خام پس سخن کوته باید و سلام. It is not easy for an immature man to understand a mature man's story. So let's cut the story short and say him goodbye. Thank you.